Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B.
All right, I didn't know if something else was coming. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was just smiling because I got some heat coming for y'all. I'm not gonna say what it is yet, but just know that, maybe it isn't etched in stone that I'm the king of R&B, but it is in ink of some sort. So I got some heat, some super hot fire.
Super hot fire!
Yeah. Yep. Can't wait.
Well, I'm excited. I look forward to it.
Me too.
So, I got a little something for us here. This is from Billboard Hip Hop.
Let me brace myself for the nonsense that's about to come, because I just know.
There's a picture of Fat Joe in the caption, in the post on Instagram.
The king of nonsense.
And it says here, Fat Joe claims he was invited to shoot rockets with the Taliban. Let me read this caption before you react. It says, Fat Joe once found himself in a situation straight out of a movie, invited to, quote, shoot rockets by alleged Taliban members while performing in Lebanon. On his Joe and Jada podcast, the Bronx rapper recounted the surreal night when, after a show, 3 men approached him and said, the Taliban, they love you. Shoot rockets?
Every situation Fat Joe finds himself in, it sounds like it's out of a movie. It's like, he just gets on my nerves so bad, because, like, liar. Exactly. Oh, like, what? Do we even believe this?
But wait, there's more. Paragraph 2 says, Joe immediately declined, rushed to pack, and spent the night waiting at the airport for a morning flight. Though he didn't reveal the exact year, the experience likely occurred during his Beirut shows in 2011 or 2012. Quote, we really thought something was about to happen, he said, calling it one of those nights he'll never forget.
Of course he'll never forget it. Of course he won't. What? Fat Joe, please.
Let me tell you what I love about podcast Fat Joe.
Just podcast Fat Joe?
Podcast Fat Joe says whatever the fuck he wants. I think this
regular
is
Fat Joe is the same way.
I think the genius of it is, I think Fat Joe goes home and works on material to come say on the show.
That's you think he's writing his jokes like you think he's writing his lies like a comedian writes their jokes?
I absolutely think that Fat Joe has taken his music writing abilities and changed it into his podcasting ability. I think he uses the art of storytelling to keep the podcast.
We're gonna call it the art of storytelling.
Yes. The art of storytelling.
All right.
Because in hip hop, we make up all type of stories, right? We from scratch in our minds, we make up stories from scratch. And then we make them rhyme and we put them on beats and we put them out into the world. I think he stopped making them rhyme, stopped putting them to beats, and started putting them on camera. I think Fat Joe is the funniest motherfucker out here, and I think he lies as often as possible for entertainment purposes. I think he lies all the time.
As often as possible. This sounds insane to me, because why is he lying? Are your Are the real stories not that interesting? Are you not allowed to tell the real stories? What is the reason for the lies? Because some of this stuff just sounds outlandish.
I think it's
Outlandish.
entertainment.
And I'm not saying things that seem out of this world never happen to people, especially people who have money and access. They do be having the wildest stories because they've seen it all.
Right.
I also don't believe at least half of the shit Fat Joe says. At least.
Oh, you should believe maybe 5% of what Fat Joe
Because
says. Because Fat Joe just says whatever the fuck he
whatever
wants
he
on
wants.
camera. I
Whatever
love
he
it.
wants. And Jadakiss
I
just be
love it.
like, what?
I love it. I love it. I think
Jadakiss is
that's
my
the
favorite
genius.
part of this whole Fat Joe story.
Of course.
Because his reactions are priceless. It's like when we all have a friend or a family member who just be on some bullshit. It don't even gotta be lies. But they just always be on some bullshit and you like expect their bullshit. So now you just kind of, you kind of just, you kind of just like, you are so ridiculous. But it's like not a revelation. It's just the observation, right? I feel like that's Jada and Fat Joe. Jada just be like, oh, this again? All right. Oh, this is the part of the episode where we do this?
But I feel like that's the genius of it because Fat Joe knows that and he go home and work on these stories and he come in and I bet you he be hyped. I bet you he be like, I'm going to make Jada feel real crazy today. Watch what I come in here and say.
And like he's making that man feel crazy because Jada be sitting there sometimes like, but wait, how did that happen?
That's the beauty of it. I think that's the genius part.
It did.
I think that's the genius part. I think Fat Joe is a podcasting genius. And I think for him, that comes in the form of telling lies as often as possible.
I don't like what you just did. I don't like what you just said.
That's my opinion. I ain't saying
you think he's a podcasting genius?
I think if I came in here every week and told at least one captivating lie, we would be out of here.
All right. You better start telling your captivating lies then.
Nah, so that's the problem. That's not part of my podcasting genius. I don't got that skill. I don't got the crazy lies in the stories, but Fat Joe does. And
I don't like that you said that he's a podcasting genius, though. That stressed me out a little bit.
That's my opinion.
Did.
I think
because I do feel like the podcasting geniuses are out there. I just don't know that I'm ready to dub Fat Joe that.
I think so. I think he has learned how to lie for entertainment purposes and just lets it go. Sure. Yeah, he just lets it go. Whether that's shooting rockets with the Taliban or robbing an entire gym full of teenagers with no weapon. Whatever.
That is the wildest thing to me. Like, that story is the reason I don't believe anything he said.
And you shouldn't.
That is the story. That is the story that
believe any of the shit
sent me over the edge.
No one should believe it, except that Joe Budden ate 2 hot dogs in one sitting at the Garden because we saw picture proof. That's the only reason why you should believe it. That's the only reason, and that's it. That's the only thing you should believe out of Fat Joe's mouth. You should never believe anything Fat Joe says, but it's entertaining.
I don't.
It gets the people going.
I don't. No, there was one thing I did believe him when he said, and
now you don't.
Oh no, I still do believe that. That's the only thing I believe.
Okay.
But I won't bring it up here because we're having a light, fun conversation.
Light and fun. That's it.
Yeah.
What we got next on the topics? This is not light or fun.
Okay.
But I'm going to play this trailer.
A trailer?
Oh, this is not the trailer. Oh, there's a trailer. I guess it's fine. So here you go. This is from Blex Media.
We love you, Blex. You know I love Blex.
So say you love Blex.
Wow, I thought as a pod we were in support of what Blex was doing. Excuse me, let me speak for myself when I say I love Blex. I love what they're doing out there. I love how they're spreading all the Black entertainment news, and I also appreciate that they make sure even when the whitest of shows come out, they find the Black people that are going to be in it and let us know. Love it. My favorite part. Anyway, keep going.
So there is a trailer, but the trailer is not included in this post. But Blex Media says Justin and Christian Combs to share their perspective in Zeus documentary amid Diddy fallout. It says,
yeah,
Justin and Christian Combs appear in a newly released teaser trailer for an untitled docuseries in development at Zeus Network, slated to premiere in 2026. The project centers on the brothers' experience navigating the media storm surrounding their father's federal ex-trafficking trial and subsequent conviction. In the December 28th teaser trailer, Justin and Christian sit side by side in a home theater as the news footage from the trial plays across the screen. Headlines referencing lawsuits, allegations, and Combs' sentencing flash by, alongside clips of reporters confronting the Combs children outside the New York courthouse.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is really going to be released.
I think so.
Yeah, I know you were saying that off pot. Tell us why.
I feel like if TMZ got to get their doc off, Paramount got to, or Peacock, whoever it was, got to get theirs off, HBO got theirs off, and 50 Cent / Netflix got theirs off, you know, the Diddy family, the Combs family want to get their shit off too. And we know that because it has been said that the quote-unquote never-before-seen footage from the Netflix doc was actually footage that was supposed to be used for a Diddy release doc if he did not go to prison. And so I think this has been well in the works. I think they're just pivoting a bit because of the things that happened with that same Netflix footage. And I think, yeah, this is absolutely happening. There's no way someone with this much money and this much power allows everyone else to paint their narrative. And last point, he said that himself in the Netflix footage. He was yelling at the lawyer saying we need a PR team to come in here because we cannot allow others to paint the narrative. We need control and we have to paint the narrative. I feel like there's no way this doesn't come out.
That's true. I guess I was surprised to see that Zeus is handling it, but then again, not surprised because there's a lot of people who don't want to touch that right now, who don't want to, so I can understand going to an unexpected platform. I also find it strange that it's not a platform that we know Revolt and Diddy is no longer whatever, but I find it strange that they're not trying to control the narrative more. And by that, I mean, why not just release something either via YouTube or I don't know. It's curious to me that it's happening through Zeus. I also kind of don't want this. And maybe that's why I'm a little reluctant to even I guess I'm afraid to manifest it. I feel like these young people have been through a lot. They've been through hell in the last 2 years. I don't know. There are all of these accusations, rumors, what have you, about them. Also, the sons in particular. I just feel like, I don't know how true any of that is. I'm not here to speculate that. But what I do want to say is, if any of those things were to be true, I don't know that this is a good idea. And aside from that, that's just one point. Aside from that, I feel like, again, these young people have been through so much. And I think that it's not that I don't think that they should have a voice, but I also feel like there is power in healing, and everything doesn't have to happen right away. Everything doesn't have to happen as soon as possible, right? Like, the image of their father has forever been tainted. Whether he comes back at some point and people embrace him or whatever it is, or whether people feel like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal because he wasn't convicted of all his charges, I still think that it is okay when things like this happen for there to be some sort of grace period where you take the time to kind of be outside of the limelight and deal with whatever it is you need to deal with, rebuild whatever it is you need to rebuild, and then come back later. This is still fresh. I just feel like a documentary with the kids right now, even though it's not coming out this month, right? But they're saying 2026. I just feel like that's soon. There's already footage, which means it's already been filming. I just don't, I'm not on board with it. I don't think that I'm not saying never. I'm just saying absolutely not right now. But, I don't know.
So 2 things. Well, 3 things. 1, I could see Zeus as what they believe is the only viable option because the other platforms are their ops, quote unquote. What we've seen from Diddy shows that if you have crossed Diddy, then you're dead to Diddy. He wants nothing to do with you. So he could very well be looking at these other platforms as the opposition. First point. Second point, I agree these gentlemen have been through a lot. These young men have been through a lot. And perhaps this is their way of saying, hey, we want to clear our names and speak about our side of things. And 3, Diddy got convicted July 2nd. So it's not that fresh in a way, right? But we also know he's been filming this for a while. So perhaps part of the narrative is a certain point in the timeline where the story begins. I don't know because I'm not there. I don't have access to this footage or these gentlemen, but perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps as we want to tell our story from this time to this time and clear our names and all of that. And perhaps, I don't know, perhaps they feel that enough time has passed. I don't know because I don't know who's in charge of this. I don't know who is putting this together. The word that we received was, it was said on a much bigger platform than this, that the gentleman who was filming for Diddy, that the Netflix footage came from, Diddy was working on a doc. And so this could just be mostly that footage, along with a couple new pieces. And so it would not be a tall task to put that together. And just speak to the boys and gain their perspective. And so I don't really know, but I do feel, and I agree with you, they should have their day to speak as well. The same way Diddy will eventually have his time to speak when he's released, whenever that is. Diddy's definitely going to come out and say things. What he's going to say, I have no fucking clue. But he's going to say something. And so the boys have been, like you said, in the limelight. The boys have been accused of things. The boys have been putting out diss records. The boys have been in a lot of this. They've been tied up in this from the very start. And so even if they are not the focal point, maybe this trailer is deceiving and they're not the focal point of the doc. I think even if they are the focal point of the doc, well, they should be able to get their shit off too. Because at this point, what are you going to do? Just tweet? You're just going to put out PSAs and tweets? if you have a multimedia company, you might as well use it to say what you feel and paint your narrative, which we know again is what Diddy wants.
Well, I think that's where I'm concerned, because who is in control? Because
I don't know.
when you collaborate with a production company and they are entitled to take this footage and chop it up to
Mm-hmm.
look like whatever it's going to look like, it's not always going to paint you in the best light. And I think that's my concern with them. Listen, at least one of them. Again, I'm not going to go deep into it. We've talked about his sons when they've, or his one particular son when he's been publicly loud and whatever for one reason or another. We know that at least one of them can't hold his tongue.
Yeah.
Are you stepping in it even more, putting this footage out? I just don't. Yeah, sure. It, like, in terms of rehabilitating your image, is it a good thing to get ahead of a story and a narrative and all of that? But we are far past getting ahead.
Oh yeah.
Like, I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying that.
that ship sailed.
But I think that's part of the pressure. I think part of the pressure is there have now been 4 different companies who've put out 4 different pieces that trashed our family. And so I can see a world where I want to defend my family. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm not saying it's smart.
yeah,
I don't know how much control Zeus has. I don't know any of those things, but I'm just saying I can see why they would want to.
yeah, yeah. I'm not at all saying that they should be muzzled, they should be silenced. Listen, it's their father. They have every right to have an opinion. We have all had opinions about this, so they have every right. More than we do, right? But I don't know. I honestly worry for them because they're so young. I know that people will say, "Oh, well, this one's almost 30 or what." They're young. They're in their 20s. Their sisters just turned 18. Like, there's the baby or the babies. This is a lot for anybody's kids to go through.
I agree with that.
And then publicly, and then your instinct when you love someone, especially a parent, and you want to protect them or protect your family, your instinct is to react a certain way. And we've seen that happen with them before. So I think that's my worry, because it's like, listen, I don't know if they're saints. I don't know if things that they've been accused of, they have done. I have no idea. And I have no right to defend anyone, really. But I just think about what it would be like to be in their shoes and find out all of these things about their father. Let's just assume, for argument's sake, they didn't know everything, or to the extent of what it was, or whatever it is, or maybe they did, but this is still traumatic. So I'm just like, oh, this is a lot to, I'm not one of those people who's like, well, this is who we need to hear from. Nah, I'm good. Y'all go do whatever you need to do to get your lives back on track. That's
They may
what's
feel
important to
that
me.
this is. I don't disagree. I'm just saying they may feel this is part of what needs to happen to get their lives on track. I don't know. I'm only throwing shit out there.
Yeah, no, of course. And I think I think you're right. I don't think you're saying anything wrong. It's just, interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, it looks it looks real. According to Hollywood Reporter, it is very much real. So
That's what I was saying. There's a trailer. There's
you
a
know,
teaser trailer.
I saw it, but I'm still like, are we serious? But anyway, we can move on.
So Let's talk a little bit about 2026, since this is coming out in 2026. Let's talk about some of the other things coming out in 2026. Deadline put out a list of the most anticipated movies of 2026. And it's in release order, it looks like. So it starts in February with Wuthering Heights.
Can't wait to see that.
And then it go to Scream 7. And then they go to Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
Which I am not clear on what that is. But then there's the drama, which is the Zendaya and Robert Pattinson film.
Mm-hmm.
And the same month, April, is the Michael Jackson biopic.
Can't wait.
And then there's The Devil Wears Prada 2 in May.
I'm going to see that as well.
And then they skip way to November for Hunger Games. The Sunrise on the Reaping. It's okay. You already knew what was up.
Oh, I saw Hunger Games and I was like, yes.
Yeah. And then we go to December and we have Avengers Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
And Dune 3, which looked like they released the same day. That's a mistake.
Yeah, why would they do that? That's probably going to move.
I would think that Dune would move, but
we'll see. I don't think Avengers is going to move.
I don't think so either, but
it's been pushed back so many times.
What do you think is the most anticipated movie of 2026 in general? And then what about for you specifically?
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do 3. So the first I'm gonna say most anticipated. Like, actually, it depends on what circle you're in. I feel like
there's only one film that is the most anticipated film of 2026, and that's Avengers Doomsday.
That you didn't let me say. How you gonna ask me and then tell me?
Because you over there saying it depends what circle you in. It's Avengers Doomsday.
You didn't even give me a chance to say what I was going to say, though. That's why I said there's 3.
Then you said 4, depending on what circle you in.
No, I said I said the 4th one was going to be mine, but...
Oh, okay. Well, come on. What you got?
I mean, what's the point now? Yes, people are looking forward to Avengers Doomsday all the way at the very end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think is the general answer. But come on, bring it. What you got? What's your 3?
Well, Avengers Doomsday was going to be one of them, for sure. I also think that The Devil Wears Prada 2 is highly anticipated. And it's also coming a lot earlier in the year. So we're going to hear a lot of buzz about that well before Doomsday comes out. Because I just feel like it's such a long period of time to be like, there's nothing else people are anticipating the most.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Not nothing. The most.
I said the most.
So you said nothing.
I said nothing else people are anticipating the most.
But the most is 1. Like the GOAT is 1.
Got it. You keep telling me how to tell my list. So why don't you tell me what is yours?
I already said it. I think Avengers Doomsday is the most in general. I think that audience is so big.
What is yours?
Because they're bringing back so many of the older casts. I think that's going to be the most highly anticipated film of 2026 in general. I think the way that we saw Wicked get all the promotion and all the buzz and all the hype, I think that's exactly what we're about to see with Doomsday. And I think it already started with these teaser trailers that are being put out in theaters right now. Also, not on this list was The Odyssey, which is probably right there neck and neck with Doomsday, because we already saw it sell out all the IMAX theaters a year before it even came out.
That is true.
So I'm going to say The Odyssey. Not because I feel like I need to go rush and see it. I'm going to see it, but I feel like it's the only one that could probably compete.
Yeah. Okay, and then what is your you're
No,
not
that's
answering
mine.
the
That's
question.
mine. The Odyssey.
Oh, yours is the Odyssey.
I think that's gonna be the most one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the only one that even stands to compete because of the one, the cast, and two, the fact that this is Christopher Nolan's film that has been highly anticipated, and because of all the Oscar stuff that happened with Oppenheimer. This is his next film after Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I wonder why Deadline didn't. It's just quiet between May 1st and November 20th.
Yeah. I don't think this is the full list because the original caption says 35 of the most anticipated films, but there's only 10 in this thing.
Oh, I didn't think about that, so they kind of skipped ahead. Maybe they skipped ahead to the ones they thought.
Yeah, you want me to get the full list? I could get it.
I'm pulling it up.
All right, do your thing.
It's different when I got my phone in my hand.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, okay. You want me to run through it real quick?
Run it.
All right. January 9th, People We Meet on Vacation, Netflix. January 16th, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. January 30th, Send Help. January 30th, The Moment. February 13th, Wuthering Heights. February 20th, How to Make a Killing. February 27th, Scream 7. March 6th, Hoppers. March 20th on Netflix and in limited theaters, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man.
Yes.
March 13th, Reminders of Him. March 20th, Project Hail Mary. March 20th, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour. March 27th, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. April 3rd, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. April 3rd, the drama. April 24th, Michael. That was going to be one that I said, that's why I said that it depends on the circles you're in. Because even though Michael Jackson is beloved all across the world, I do think that in particular, the culture is going to sell out the theaters for this one. That's what I think will happen. So that was the one that I was thinking is going to be huge, but not necessarily because it's gonna be huge for everybody, which I think it should be, right? It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
I don't see how it's not. But I feel like the publications that we tend to lean towards or whatever, the ones that are more geared towards the culture, I feel like you've been hearing a lot more buzz through them than you have the main publication. So that the mainstream publication. So I that's the reason why I feel like Michael is, maybe because it got pushed back so many times, people kind of got fatigued with thinking about it coming, but it's really coming now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the only thing is, I don't think it's gonna do the same thing because it's still a biopic. Like, biopics don't tend to be big blockbusters. We saw that with Bohemian Rhapsody and arguably with Straight Outta Compton. But there's been plenty of others and that hasn't happened. So
that hasn't happened. You're right.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't know if it's gonna make that highly anticipated, list later on. Yeah. But that was a good one, yes.
I feel like The Devil Wears Prada is going to be... The Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out May 1st. I think that's going to be really big. I think people have been really excited, just even talking about seeing them filming and whatnot. It's been, there's been a lot of conversation around it. May 8th, Mortal Kombat 2. May 22nd, The Mandalorian and Grogu. June 5th, Masters of the Universe. June 12th, Disclosure Day. June 19th, Toy Story 5. June 26th, Supergirl. July 1st, Minions 3. July 10th, live action Moana. July 17th, The Odyssey. July 31st, Spider-Man Brand New Day. August 28th, The Dog Stars. September 11th, Sense and Sensibility. Wasn't that a movie already?
I think
September
Minions 3
18th.
was too.
September 18th, Practical Magic 2. October 2nd, Verity. October 9th, The Social Reckoning. And Deadline just shut me down. I don't know what happened. It went away. But okay, so there were a bunch of films that weren't in the
Instagram,
the list that they posted on social. But so there's a lot of films coming out. I think, yeah, I don't think they're all gonna be these huge, sold out theaters and like not even, I don't even think half that list.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, I think there will be some standouts. Like you said, The Odyssey. I think Michael will be a standout. I think Devil Wears Prada. I think Doomsday. There was something else. Toy Story. I feel like Toy Story is a big deal when you're talking animation. I mean, of the animated films that I listed, I feel like Toy Story is the one. I guess I don't know. Are people still buzzing about the Minions like that? I feel like Toy Story would be or Moana, but it's live action, and I feel like live action gets weird. But people love Moana.
I'll be honest, I forgot about a couple of those. I forgot about Mandalorian and Grogu. That's going to be big. I forgot about Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's going to be big. And I forgot about Moana. Moana is going to be really fucking big.
People love Moana.
People absolutely love Moana. Yeah. And The Rock is in it. So you're right.
And his kids. Is it his kids? It's his kids, right? Or his daughter? I think his daughter is in it. Because they've been talking about Moana live action for a long time, too.
No, they haven't. That shit came out like 3 years ago. Come on, man. Moana came out less than 10 years ago, if I'm correct. When Moana 1 first came out.
Right, but I remember when The Rock was talking about or is his daughter in the animated one? I don't know. Never mind. I don't know enough to stand on.
Moana 1 came out in 2016. Moana 2 came out in 2020.
Okay, 10 years. Okay, so 10 years since the first one. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. Not my ministry, but anyway.
It's a lot of interesting stuff coming, that's for sure.
I'll be at the movies for sure. I'll be seeing quite a bit of these films.
Same. I say took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say I'll be at the movies, so.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
But I feel... Oh, you first.
My only regret is that Marvel... I'm so used to Marvel putting out a movie in February that I'm like, why y'all did this?
Well, that's because you came later in the game. They didn't do that in the beginning. In the beginning, it was May and July. That February thing came later on.
Sure. But I'm here now. I'm not trying to claim that I was here from the beginning. I'm only saying what I've experienced the last couple of years. So y'all can have it. Please don't come in our comments and tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't. How about that? I save you the trouble.
Let me tell you the story of how one time Marvel tried to get me to write a movie. See, I can't do it like Fat Joe. I couldn't keep it straight.
Right, like I don't. Just so we're clear, just got here. Okay, brand new. Well, not brand, but new. Okay, so I totally understand y'all been going to the movies for a very long time to see these Marvel films. I watch them from the comfort of my couch. Okay, most of them. Other than what came out in the last 2 years. So, maybe 3. But
I think 3, because wasn't your first in-theater film Black Panther? The second one?
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had watched that from the privacy of my...
2022. Wakanda Forever was 2022.
Because you know what? I purposely binged all of the MCU so that I would be ready to see Wakanda Forever in theaters. That's what it was.
There you go.
So I've only been around for a couple years, guys, and I'm okay with that. Y'all need to be okay with that too. That's just what it is. So my opinions are from 2022 on.
Your experiences, not your opinions.
Well, my any opinions that I have are based on a time frame of me watching from 2022 to now.
Okay. I got it.
So If that doesn't sit well with you, you're happy. Please feel free to only talk to my co-host about Marvel. That's fine.
I was gonna say, I fear from that list we will not be seeing many of the same movies, though.
You and I?
Like we won't be we'll both be at the movies, but I feel like based on that list, we ain't gonna be watching a lot of the same movies.
But I think I'm excited about the same movies you're excited about for the most part. But I'm excited about more of them than you are. That's the difference.
That's accurate. That is accurate.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Odyssey. I will absolutely be seeing Doomsday. Like the movies you listed, I am absolutely going to see, but there are also movies that you will never go see that I will watch.
That's right.
So no, I think there'll be overlap, but I think the one who's probably going to be sitting up here saying, "Let me review The Devil Wears Prada" is going to be me and not you.
Hey, but don't hold your breath, because my daughter might drag me there. You never know. My kid is 15, and you never know. She'd be like, "Can we go see this, please?" I'd be like,
I also think it's going to be a great movie.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. We'll see. Yeah. We'll wait on your review.
Always good. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in overtime at this point. We gave y'all a lot.
Too much. Y'all might not get anything for New Year's Eve.
I mean, it is also New Year's Eve, so there may not be a pod. We'll decide off pod. But anyway, we'll see y'all real soon. Either way.
Bye.